The silence of the night was no longer about to be shattered by a gunshot, but by the shadow of an approaching betrayal. Everyone believed they were choosing their own path, yet in reality, they were all being pulled into the same game. Power, love, jealousy, and revenge, all tangled together at once. And now the real question was this: who does a person try to protect the most? The one they love, or the darkness within themselves? Because in this chapter, some people won't just lose, some will completely change. So tell me, whose life do you think is about to be destroyed beyond repair? Dicle woke up early in the morning. When she opened her eyes, the first thing she felt wasn't exhaustion, it was determination. Standing in front of the mirror, she no longer saw the old Dicle. The girl who waited, who broke, who lived according to others' decisions, she was gone. In her place stood someone stronger, colder. She whispered to herself, "I don't need anyone anymore." But was that really true? Do you think a person can truly shut their heart completely? Just then, her phone rang. It was Erkan. She stared at the screen for a few seconds. In the past, she would have answered immediately. But now, she took a deep breath and silenced the phone. Because some answers aren't spoken, they're shown. At the same time, Erkan sat in his car. Dicle not answering surprised him, but this time he had no intention of giving up. He muttered to himself, "I'm not running anymore." There was determination in his eyes, because for the first time, he truly understood that he was in love. But what do you think? Has Erkan really changed this time, or is this just another emotional reaction that will fade away? He got out of the car and walked straight toward Dicle's workplace. When he stepped inside, he saw her. She was focused on her work, sitting at her desk, not paying attention to anyone. He watched her for a few seconds, then approached. "Dicle," she looked up, but this time, there was no softness in her eyes. "I'm busy." Those two words stopped him cold. "We need to talk." Dicle closed the file in front of her. "There's nothing left to talk about." That sentence hit Erkan like a sharp blow to the chest. Do you think Dicle has truly removed Erkan from her life? Erkan took a deep breath. "I love you." Dicle paused for a moment, but then replied calmly, "You're too late." Those words reset everything, but this time, Erkan didn't step back. "No, not this time." Dicle locked her eyes onto his. "Then what will you do differently this time?" That question left him speechless. Because sometimes love isn't enough, it takes courage. If you were in his place, what would your answer be? At that exact moment, another set of eyes was watching them. Inju. She stood at a distance, observing everything. There was clear jealousy in her gaze. "Dicle, again," she whispered under her breath. For her, this wasn't just about love. It was about competition, and Insai was not someone who accepted losing. So what do you think? Will Insai stay silent, or will she step into the game? At the same time, Bursin had also found out what was happening. And this time, she had no intention of staying quiet. As she looked at herself in the mirror, she spoke softly, "If Dicle is back in the game, then so am I." There was a dark determination in her eyes. Because some people don't accept defeat, they change the rules of the game. And in this story, the game was only just beginning. On the other side, in a dark room, Furman and Fikret stood face to face. Furman was still injured, but there was fire in his eyes. "Dicle has changed." Fikret gave a slight smile. "Good. Stronger targets make bigger mistakes." Furman frowned. "We need to stop her." Fikret shook his head. "No." Furman was taken aback. "What do you mean no?" Fikret spoke slowly. "We won't stop her. We'll let her destroy herself with her own mistake." Those words made the atmosphere even darker. "What do you think Fikret is planning?" Furman took a deep breath. "If anything happens to her..." Fikret cut him off. "It will." That sentence was dangerous enough to change everything. At the same time, in the hospital, Kadir was slowly regaining consciousness. When he opened his eyes, the first name he whispered was Dicle. But someone else was in the room. Jem. He stood silently beside him, carrying a heavy burden in his eyes. Kadir looked at him in confusion. "You." Jem avoided his gaze. You need to rest. Kadir forced himself to speak. That night, Jem interrupted him immediately. It's over. But was it really over? Do you think Jem is trying to forget everything? Or hide it? Kadir shook his head weakly. No. I remember something. Jem's expression tightened. Don't. There was fear in his voice. But why? Kadir frowned. The gun. Jem's heart started racing. Enough. But it was too late. Kadir whispered slowly, you didn't shoot. In that moment, Jem froze. Do you think Kadir is remembering the truth? And if he is, what really happened? At the same time, Dicle's phone rang. An unknown number. She answered. The voice on the other end was cold. Dicle. Her heart started pounding. Who is this? The voice continued. If you want to stay alive, stay away from Erkan. The call ended. Dicle froze. Was this a threat, or a warning? Who do you think made that call? And why now? Dicle slowly lifted her head. Erkan was still standing in front of her. But now, this was no longer just about love. This was the beginning of a war. And in this war, everyone could lose. So tell me, do you think Dicle can really stand on her own now? Or will this new strength pull her into an even greater danger? The answers will come soon, but one thing is certain, nothing will ever be the same again. The darkness of the night hadn't fully faded yet, but the new chapter in Dicle's life had already reached a point of no return. Because some threats don't just scare you, they force you to change. And now Dicle had only one question in front of her. Would she run, or would she fight? Do you think a person protects the one they love by staying away, or by standing beside them? As Dicle held the phone in her hand, she couldn't breathe for a few seconds. That voice, it was unfamiliar, yet carried a strangely familiar darkness. Like a threat that settled deep inside her. She closed her eyes, then slowly opened them again. The old Dicle who used to be afraid was gone. But did that really mean she wasn't afraid anymore? Erkan was still in front of her. What happened? He asked. Dicle hesitated for a moment. Should she tell him? If she did, Erkan would be pulled deeper into this. If she didn't, she would be alone. If you were in her place, what would you do? Would you share the danger, or stay silent to protect the person you love? In the end, Dicle spoke. Nothing. But even in that lie, there was a tremble. Erkan noticed it immediately. Dicle, she cut him off sharply. I said it's nothing. Her tone stopped him, but only increased his suspicion. Because Dicle was hiding something now, and Erkan could feel it. At the same time, inside a dark car, a man slowly ended the call. His face couldn't be seen, but there was a faint smile on his lips. A smile that hinted this was only the beginning of something much bigger. Let's see how strong you really are, Dicle. The game had officially begun. So who do you think this mysterious person is? Furman, Fikret, or someone completely unexpected? At the same time, in the hospital, Kadir's condition had stabilized, but his mind was still trapped in that night. He stared at the ceiling, lost in fragments of memory. Jem was still by his side, silent, but that silence was heavy with meaning. Kadir spoke slowly. Jem looked up. What? Kadir narrowed his eyes. That night, something's missing. Jem's expression tightened. What do you mean? Kadir took a deep breath. What I remember, it's not complete. That made Jem uneasy. You went through trauma. That's normal. But Kadir shook his head. No, this is different. Then he locked eyes with Jem. I saw someone else. In that moment, Jem's heart started racing. Who? Kadir bit his lip. I don't remember, but someone was there. That sentence changed the entire atmosphere in the room. Because now it wasn't just a possibility. It was a suspicion. Do you think Kadir will remember that third person? And if he does, what will happen? Jem turned away, fear visible in his eyes. Because if some truths come out, it won't just destroy one person, it could destroy everyone. At the same time, Furman was alone in intensive care. But that silence didn't last long. The door opened slowly. The person who walked in was Fikret. He approached quietly. Furman opened his eyes and frowned when he saw him. "You." Fikret gave a faint smile. "You should be resting." Furman's voice was sharp. "What are you doing here?" Fikret stepped closer to the bed, finishing something that was left incomplete. That caught Furman's attention. "What do you mean?" Fikret leaned in, his voice barely above a whisper. "That night, you were just a pawn." Furman's eyes widened. "What?" Fikret straightened up. "If you want to learn the truth, stay alive." And with that, he walked out. Furman was frozen. Because for the first time, he realized he might not be the one in control of this game. Do you think Fikret planned everything? Or is he just part of an even bigger game? By evening, Dicle was standing alone by the sea. She stared at the waves as the wind moved through her hair. But the storm inside her was far stronger. The threat she received, Furman's actions, Kadir's condition, and Erkan, all of it collided in her mind. She whispered to herself, "What am I caught up in?" Just then, a voice came from behind her. "The truth." Dicle turned quickly, and froze. It was Jem. But that didn't make sense. He was supposed to be at the police station. So how was he here? Do you think this is really Jem? Or is there a much bigger secret Dicle hasn't realized yet? Jem stepped closer. "We need to talk." Dicle took a step back. "What are you doing here?" Jem's expression was serious. "If you don't listen to me, it'll be too late." That made her heart race. "About what?" Jem took a deep breath. "About Erkan." And just like that, everything changed. Because now, this wasn't just about the past, it was about the future. And maybe the biggest danger hadn't even revealed itself yet. So what do you think Jem is about to say? Is Erkan really who he seems to be? Or does he have a side no one knows about? The answers are getting closer. But remember, some truths, once revealed, leave no way back. If everything that happened in this episode shocked you, just know that the story is about to get even more complicated, and the secrets will begin to unfold one by one. In Sevdigim Sensin, nothing is ever what it seems, and with every new episode, everything shifts. So if you don't want to miss the latest analyses, theories, and hidden details, make sure to subscribe to the Series World channel and like the video. With your support, we'll keep uncovering this story together. Now let's get to the most important question. Do you think Jem is telling the truth, or is he still hiding something much bigger? And if you were in Dicle's place, would you trust Erkan, or stay away from him? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We'll discuss the most interesting theories in the next video.